Welcome to my channel. I'm Sugar Kitty Mystic, and today's tarot reading is all about what about you hypnotizes people. So we're going to use tarot and oracle cards to find out your most hypnotic traits. And we'll just get started today. I haven't been on YouTube for a while, but let's not worry about that. Let's just get right into it. So today you're going to pick one of these three cards. I'm going to put them up on the screen for you. For number one, or for pile one, you have the Judgment card. For pile two, you have the Two of Swords. And for pile three, you have Death. So take a moment if you'd like to tune in to the energy of this reading. Maybe take a deep breath and pick whichever card is pulling on your intuition the most at this time. When you're ready, simply click on the timestamp in the description box to go to your reading. Welcome, pile one. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out what about you hypnotizes people. What are your hypnotic traits? So right away from the Judgment card, and I also pulled the Hunter and the Threshold, I am getting hair very strongly. Okay, so you may have really nice hair, or just like the pattern to your hair. So if there's a little bit of like a wave pattern or a little bit of a curl pattern to it, maybe for some of you it's like a cowlick or something like that. There's something that stands out a little bit about your hair that really draws people's attention. I'm getting like a lot of people stare at your hair when you're not looking. If you're on the bus or you're like out in public, it really catches people's attention. Okay, so definitely something about your hair. We also have some like really strong energy coming through with the Judgment, the Threshold, and the Hunter. So I'm getting like you have a very strong personality. People are really intrigued by your mind, okay? The way you perceive the world and the way you see things is very, very interesting to people. People love to hear about your perceptions, your unique take on what is going on. Yeah, we have solidity and inner core. I'm getting like you're not really thrown off by what other people are thinking, or East and Beginnings, what other people are thinking, or like the status quo idea of the day. You don't necessarily go along with everyone else. You really form your own perceptions, your own opinions, and it's always just like a little bit different. Even if you agree, you have like something new to add, something different to say, and it's really enchanting to people, okay? So they love to listen to you speak about your ideas, speak about your thoughts, very much your mind. So a lot of the energy for you is definitely in this head region, right? With the hair and the mind. Then we have Beginnings and the Hunter kind of mirroring each other here. I feel like you have a lot of action power. So when you want something, you're ready to initiate, you're ready to go for it. In human design, you might be a manifester if you've ever looked into that before, but you have initiative power, okay? People love that you just kind of like go for things, you start things, even if you're scared, okay? This Threshold card keeps pulling my attention, so we might clarify it a bit later because there's something really interesting going on there. I'm also getting from these cards like when you have like a sleepy look to you, when your eyes are half open, or maybe you're tired, even when you're yawning, it's very attractive, okay? You have very attractive sleepy eyes. You have the Hummingbird Spirit and the White Raven, so two birds. Very interesting. Be here now and trust in the magic. So I definitely feel a magical energy to you guys with this card. But I also feel like you just draw people into the present moment. Okay, there's something about the way you carry yourself, the way you talk about things, the way you think about things, that brings people back into the now, back into the moment. Okay? You may be a little bit like dainty or a little bit, I can't think of the other word, but a word like dainty. With these two bird cards, like I feel like your movements are very light. They might be kind of quick, on the quick side sometimes. The people like to watch that. Okay, your movements are very interesting. Let's go to the tarot. Can you juggle a lot, Pile 1? Like, can you handle multiple tasks at once, or like a lot of different things going on? I feel like you're at home in a kind of chaotic environment, or when you're in a chaotic environment, the way that you handle yourself is very hypnotic to people. They're very drawn to your energy in those settings. So many birds. Wow, I just realized there's more birds. Okay. Even the Judgment card, like, okay, technically it's an angel, but it's like a human bird. So I feel like you almost like fly over people. You're like above. When you have an idea or when you have something that you want, you kind of just go for it. You skip all the details that a lot of people focus on. You don't get too caught up. You don't get too caught up in things that other people really get stuck on, like monotonous details. I really see you as like a bigger picture kind of thinker. So let's see. I'm going to start by clarifying the threshold card here. I'm getting the phrase like on the edge of something wonderful. Like you're almost always, it feels like to other people, this could be the magical quality that you have, that you're always just on the edge of something. You know, you're just about to break through, or you're just about to grow into this new person or complete this huge task. You're always like right on this edge. Cutting edge as well is kind of coming through, like you've just a very unique and new way of doing things. You're not really a follower. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Wands and the Two of Wands. So again, like, this is really indicating to me, like, such a free energy to you. Okay? Your spirit is liberated. You're not held to the same constraints other people are held to. I feel like you don't have the same worries that other people have, okay? So that's part of why people are so, like, this is all really going back to your mind. The way you view things and the way you do things is very hypnotic to people. They just, like, they're like, how are you like this, Pawan? Like, what are you doing? And then with the Seven of Swords here, or sorry, Seven of Wands. I don't know why I keep saying swords. Definitely wands. Look at that. Those are some wands. Or as one of my favorite private clients always says, they're breadsticks, that she's being attacked by breadsticks. She does not like this card. But, okay, so for you though, here, I feel like you're not someone who really like takes shit from other people. Like, we are going back to that idea where I'm like, you don't follow the flow. You don't follow what is going on with everyone else. You very much form your own opinions. And you're not afraid to, like, hold those. Okay? You're not afraid to, like, stand up and defend what you think if the time comes. You don't just conform. Okay? Some people are very agreeable and they just, like, go along and say yes to things. I feel like you have a really strong no. And that is really attractive to other people. You might be someone who's surrounded by a lot of, like, agreeable people or a lot of yes men, just because you kind of carry such a solid energy that those people are, like, flocked to you. Again, more bird imagery and symbolism coming through. Okay, so I feel like you definitely have a unique way of speaking. You might be a little bit more blunt or darker than most people when you talk. I'm not getting that you're very eloquent. Okay, so maybe you trip over your words sometimes, or you just like blurt things out. You blurt out your opinion. It's actually really attractive and like hypnotic to people. They're more sucked in. Okay, with this King of Swords, like, this is indicating to me imperfect speech. There's something imperfect about the way you speak that is enchanting. I feel like a lot of people around you might really lack passion, and that's why they're so moved by the way that you are. Yeah, like you just go for things. This is really mirroring that energy of the hunter here. When you want it, you're off. Okay? You're gonna go for it. You don't wait around. You might make mistakes. You might move a little quickly at times, but you don't wait around for permission from other people. You don't wait around and think about every tiny detail before you get started. You just get started, and it's really, really attractive. It's a beautiful quality to have. So to sum up this reading for you, Pile 1, the most hypnotic thing about you is definitely your mind. The way you think, the way you interpret the world and how you respond to it is very, very hypnotizing to people. I'm getting like a lot of people just kind of want to know what you're up to, what's going on with you, because of how interesting it is. So thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know in the comments if you felt like it resonated for you. I have so many other videos here on YouTube. If you ever want to watch a pick a card reading, there's so many for you. So check those out. If you want a private reading, the link is always in the description box below. And I will see you in the next video. Welcome, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. If you pick the Two of Swords, you are in the right place. So we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to pull a bunch of cards on camera for you and tell you the interpretation as we go. So we'll kind of discover together. But for starting out, what is hypnotic about you? Definitely, if you're an indecisive person, or if you're someone who's had like a lot of conflict in your life, a lot of like difficulty and challenges, that does draw people to you. Okay, I feel like maybe you might be the type of person who like hits people with a lot of maybes or a lot of I don't know, or you take your time to make a decision, or you go back and forth. It's actually really hypnotizing to people. They kind of want to know like what you're gonna pick, what you're gonna choose. People don't feel like they can fully grasp you at any moment in time because of the changes that you make. So it makes you more interesting. We'll see what else comes through for what hypnotizes people about you. So we have the River. Interesting. Rivers in both cards here. So the River is a really healing energy. And the Lover. Oh, well that's pretty. So yeah, I'm getting like a really pretty energy for you, Pile 2. Regardless of gender, there's just like this softness to you. Like I said, the River is very healing. Okay, the River is kind of like what washes away past hurt and past pain. I'm getting that you're very flowy. You're very soft. You have a way about you that allows people to feel healed in your presence. You may have a green, pink aura, an open heart chakra that kind of contributes to this energy. Okay, you might be a life path 6 in numerology. These are all kind of things that make people just feel like they can heal around you. They feel like things are okay around you. And these changes you make in yourself, these different choices, or this indecisiveness that you have, it's kind of like you really go with the flow. Okay? You're not stuck. You're not stagnant. You're not particularly tied to any one thing. It makes you very hard to pin down. And because of that, I feel like people are always wanting to chase you, or they're wanting to follow you, or figure out where you're going, what you're doing, what you're going to be about now. And with the Lover card, the Lover in this deck is all about really taking in joy and pleasure from life. So I feel like you have a very beautiful ability to enjoy life. And when you are enjoying something, like when you're eating a food and you're like, that's yummy, or whatever the case may be, people love to watch that. Okay, it's hypnotic energy. When you take a sip of your drink and you're truly enjoying it, you might be surprised how many people get caught up looking at you and taking in that enjoyment energy that you share. You might be a very expressive or vocal person when it comes to things that you really like, and because of that, it just it draws people in. They love to see you having a good time. They love to see you enjoying yourself. They love to see you just kind of being you, being changeable, being different. I'm also getting you smell really good. The word fragrant just keeps coming to mind. So your natural smell is very hypnotizing. You might have a lot of pheromones. Not really sure there, but yeah. Fragrant keeps coming up, so we're gonna go with it. Interesting too, because a swan, no, do swans live in rivers? The only time I've ever seen a swan is on the ocean, which doesn't make any sense to me, right? I didn't think they lived on the ocean, but I keep seeing one there. So, I don't know. If you know about swans, let me know. Okay, so lots of horse imagery coming through as well for you. We have solitariness and desert, as well as purity and ice. So you may be kind of a loner, or just really not afraid to be in your own energy. Okay, to go off and just enjoy things yourself. I feel yeah, this kind of ties into the things that people always feel like they're kind of chasing you, or they're trying to keep up with you, and you're kind of changing rhythms. Is that you're fine being solitary. You love your own company. You're not someone who's solitary just because of habit, or, but then they're needy with other people. You truly love your own company, and that is very, very attractive. Very hypnotic to people, very mesmerizing. They want to be in your company too, right? They want to be around you too, because of them seeing how much you truly enjoy yourself. So that is beautiful energy to carry into this world. With purity and ice as well, I'm getting a distance to you, okay? You see how here she's literally frozen under the ice. There's just something about you that is unreachable, ungraspable, something that you keep hidden that's really for yourself. And maybe this is different parts of you depending on the person you're with, or yeah, we have the Eight of Swords. There's something that you hold back that is actually kind of hypnotic. It's almost the holding back of this brings people in. They want to get to the other side of this prison cell. They want to see what's in there. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Again, another two. Again, indicating a form of indecisiveness, or maybe you don't always know what you're doing, or you don't always know where you're going or why, but you still just go with it. I'm not getting like a lot of planning from you. I'm getting a lot of movement. Okay, and then we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. I feel like when your energy is depleted, you really retreat. You don't like go around the people you're normally around or do the things you normally do. You kind of like retreat into yourself. You can let me know how that sounds. But there's something like entrancing? Is that a word? There's something enchanting about that. Ten of Swords in reverse. I feel like you've overcome like a lot of difficulties in your life here. I said that at the beginning, didn't I? A lot of conflict. Well, this Ten of Swords coming up again, like maybe there's been betrayal or there's just been challenges that most people don't face that you've really had to overcome. And I feel like that's why you have such a light, movable spirit. It's like you're not going to be tied to anything for too long because you know the impermanence of things already. Maybe you've faced a lot of endings. Maybe you've faced some really hard betrayals in your life. But it's let you be a lot more freer than other people are. A lot more malleable. Okay? I feel like when you do express your vulnerable side and your serious side to people, that's also very, very hypnotic to them. Okay? It's like people just want to be close to you. Maybe they want to protect you. You have the Strength in reverse followed by the Three of Cups in reverse. Maybe they want to protect you. When you tell them like you're not having a good time or something's hurting you, like it draws people in. Okay? You have this energy that people just want to look after. Okay? So that's pretty good. So expressing your vulnerability, very hypnotic. For you at least. Let's see what else comes through. Okay, so we have the Grasshopper Spirit. Take a leap of faith. And the Lizard Spirit, dream the world into being. I feel like your energy is not particularly big. Like some people have very strong personalities. Some people are very in your face. They're very bold. I feel like there's something about you that is just so much lighter. Like I said, there's this energy of softness here. But I feel like you don't take up a lot of space. You don't like walk into a room and overpower the room. You're more subtle, okay? And it's that subtleness that makes people want to get to know you more. It's that subtleness that makes people be kind of like, oh, who is she, right? Who is this person? You have a very quiet form of beauty or a quiet form of just being that is hypnotic to people, okay? It's very attractive. Everyone's different, right? Like I always hear this phrase in the spiritual community, which is like stop playing small. But I almost feel like for you, playing small or like being kind of in this, it's just there's such tiny animals you keep getting, right? And I feel like being in that energy, it's like that's what makes people come around to like protect you, to look after you, to want to help you, to want to get to know you more, to want to see how they can kind of get into your life and make it easier, make it better. You have a lot of people that really wish the best for you, okay? I feel like you make really lasting changes in people's life. Like these subtle shifts happen when people get to know you or when people are in your presence. But they're so powerful because they last. You'll make a change in someone that maybe is very small when observed, but in the ripple effect of their life, it's like so powerful because it's something lasting. I feel like you really let people be who they are, and that's kind of what makes you so healing. And then we have the buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide. Interesting. So I feel like there's a certain amount of faith in you that things are going to work out, that things are going to go your way. You're not someone who... I definitely feel an element of stress to you. I definitely feel an element of worry. So I'm not going to say you're not someone who like doesn't worry or anything like that, because I definitely can feel like there's worry to you. There's conflict. But there's this underlying feeling that you will be looked after, that the universe will look after you, that the people that you care about, things can work in their favor, things will work out for them. And that faith that you have is very hypnotic to people. A lot of people are missing that in this day and age, so that's probably why. But that's what I'm seeing for you, pal, too. So let me know in the comments if this resonated for you, if you feel like it. Otherwise, yeah, check out my other videos. I have so many pick-a cards here on YouTube. If you ever want to watch a tarot reading, there's many for you to pick from. If you want a private reading from me, the links are always in the description box below. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Okay, welcome to your reading, pal 3. If you picked the Death card, you're in the right place. So I'm going to pull all the oracle cards and tarot cards on camera for you, and we'll talk about the interpretation as I go. So right away, pile 3, picking the Death card, in and of itself, this is one of the most hypnotic cards in the deck. I've been doing tarot readings for people for a while now, and the number one question I always get every private reading or someone who hasn't done tarot before is, what happens if I get the Death card? Like, people are so scared of this card. Death is enchanting. Our whole life can be focused on avoiding death, right? That's like the main point in and of itself. So there's definitely something very mysterious about you, something very powerful, very spiritual. Okay, I feel like people really don't know you very well. Even people who have known you your whole life, they don't know you fully. It's very hard to fully know your energy. There is something unknown about you, okay? You may be very transformative as well. Like, you may change a lot in this life. You know, everyone goes through some major changes, but you may change on a more regular basis, which is part of the reason why it's hard for someone to fully know you, is because it's like, oh, here's another version of you. Oh, here's another version of you. You evolve, okay? So let's see what else wants to come through for you, pal 3. We have the Mentor. Yeah, the ultimate teacher. Okay, you definitely lead and guide the people around you. People are very hypnotized when you teach. So if you feel ever like teaching or sharing what you know with people, it draws them in. They're like so sucked into listening to you. And again, just look at this card with the like dark, spacey energy. Like, there's something just beyond description about you. I'm getting like you're very, very memorable. Very memorable. The Destroyer. Okay. Cool. So you may fuck up people's lives. With your knowledge or with the way you are, you may kind of like inspire change. I don't mean this in a bad way, like you're a shitty person and you're messing up people's lives. I just mean like something about you is very destructive. Okay? Something about your energy, the way you carry yourself, the things you know, you destroy people's old ways of thinking. You destroy people's limiting beliefs. I'm getting like a very take no prisoners attitude from your energy. Like, you're not one to agree just for the sake of agreeing. Interesting. And then you have the Maiden. Very interesting to go with these energies. You're a bit destructive, okay? You will tell people, you know, if you think someone this is just kind of a silly example, but if you think someone should leave this job that they're at that's been causing them like a lot of grief, and you think they should just go, you're going to give it to them straight up, okay? You're not going to sugarcoat it. You're not going to be one of those people who's like, well, find a good job first. You're going to be like, no, leave. Be done with it, right? You change a lot, so I feel like you almost expect other people to kind of like keep up sometimes. And in this way, you can be very destructive to things in their life that are negative, okay? And sometimes you may be destructive in a harmful way, but we can't have creation without destruction, right? And then you have the Maiden card. So there is something so youthful to your energy, okay? Whatever age you are, you will be eternally young, okay? Whatever phase of your life, there is going to be something very, very youthful, very sweet, very beautiful about you. The Maiden is innocent. The Maiden is pure. So I feel like you know so much. Like with this Mentor card, you definitely know a lot. You definitely have a lot to share with people. But at the same time, you're able to maintain this soft, sweet innocence. And it's quite a hypnotic energy. Like I can 100% see why you clicked on this video, because you're very hypnotic to people, okay? That is like incredibly interesting to be. So let's see what else comes through. Motion and air. And alchemy and magic. Yes, definitely a very magical vibe to you. Alchemy is the process of changing one item into another, right? It was originally made to change things into gold, or when people were trying to change things into gold. So I feel like you go through a lot of personal alchemy where you can change maybe habits and traits that were negative about yourself. You can change them into positives. You can change them into things that really serve you. Okay, you can take a negative situation or a situation that you don't like, and you can make it into something really powerful, really potent. So there's definitely a magical vibe to you. And with motion and air, again, I just feel like there's so much movement in your life, so much change. People can never quite fully understand who you are because you're already passed into a next version. Once they've figured out one version of you, you're on to the next, okay? You have bat spirit. See, this is some confirmation right here. A rebirth is assured. You rebirth yourself more than once in your life. You may have some huge moments, some huge rebirth moments that you can pinpoint, but you have a lot of moments where you've changed who you are, where you've become a new version of yourself, okay? And it's hypnotic. People are just like, they're watching. They want to know what you're up to. They want to know what's happening with you. I love bats. I'm just so happy you got the bat. Let's see what else comes through. Panther, reclaim your power. So yeah, you have this very dark power. And again, I don't mean dark in a bad way, just like very mysterious and unknowable. Okay? Like just look at this panther. Panthers are epic, right? But they stalk in the nighttime. They move on their own. Like, they're not like a lion, which is very in your face with its majesty, right? Very in your face with its elegance. A panther is more in the shadows. But it's like, it's so interesting. When you know it's there, you're like, wow. It's just awe-inspiring. So this is, you definitely have a really hypnotic energy. I'm getting to, like, you might have the ability to kind of know what's going on with people before they do. Or you can kind of just read people really well, okay? I'm getting, like, you hear with your whole body. You don't hear with... So sorry, my camera died. So we're just going to finish up the reading for you with tarot cards. So what makes you hypnotic? See what tarot cards come through. I feel like you're not easily impressed. We have the Four of Cups followed by the Ten of Wands in reverse. Like, things that other people are like, wow, so cool about. You're like, seen it before. Like, you have very high standards for what is actually going to get emotional rise out of you. Because you have been through so much in your life. Okay, and your ability to plan. People love to see you formulating a plan of action. Okay, that's kind of interesting. We have the Knight of Swords there. Like, I feel like you go from almost like doing nothing in a rest phase to movement really, really quickly. You change from like this Four of Cups energy to this Knight of Swords really fast. You're not someone who overworks yourself. You work really smart, and people are really hypnotized by that. Like, you do a lot of things that other people would have to work really hard to do. You do it quicker, you do it more efficient. You have a lot of skills, I'm seeing. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So I'm getting your intuition, really. Your intuition and your emotional intelligence is very hypnotic to people. People love to, like, figure out how you know something. Like I said before, like, you know things that other people don't know, or you read people really well, or you can just feel things that other people can't feel, and that draws people to you. It's very hypnotic, very hypnotizing. So this is what I'm seeing about you, pile 3. A lot of spiritual power for you guys, so very interesting. Comment below if that resonates for you. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, yeah, check out my other videos here on YouTube. There's so many picket cards for you to watch if you feel like checking out a tarot reading. If you want a private reading, the link is always in the description box below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!